Hey there, it's Basidion, and we are going to be playing Monster Camp. I played Monster Prom before. I haven't played this one. I grabbed it a while on a Steam sale, or a while ago on a Steam sale, so I'm really excited to get into it. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, think about doing that maybe, and we'll go ahead and get on into the game. Okay, we'll see if this is good for right now. Camp Spooky, the stages of some of our dearest summers. Back then, we were young and unafraid. With school far away, everything seemed possible as the sun embraced us on our way to camp. Summer has that distinct power, doesn't it? You live for the days while the nights inebriate you with possibilities. It's like life could take a turn at every corner. And for us, it did. Choose my player. Blue, she, okay.
I'll shock everyone!
Oh. Cursed pen. Hipster costume. Magic shroom sky. Very strong insect repellent. Blade. Pokemon the card game. Lemonade. Alright, so for me, probably a pen, sketchbook, and insect repellent. Okay. We're talking about me going camping. One might say that Monster Prom has hardened us on the highs and lows of love. But no, in love, we're always absolute beginners. And summer camp was no different. No one talked about it, but the idea of a summer love loomed over our heads. Close to the last day of camp, there was a meteor shower happening just 3 weeks away. Everyone knew that if you were into someone, you were going to watch that damn thing together. And so, a silent yet powerful pressure invaded us. It was Monster Prom all over again. Everything seemed uncertain. Everything but that one thing. Whoever we were asking on a meteor shower date, it was probably going to be one of the 6 coolest people on that bus. Joy Johnson, a badass witch who wanted to chill a bit after saving the world countless times. Oh my goodness. Aravi Mishra, a hot-headed adventurer possessed by a curse who had turned out to be the most annoying roommate ever. Calculist Heward Packard, a library computer who had become a sentient robot ready to experience life to the fullest. Dahlia Aquino, a buff blue demon and warmongerer who had set her sights on conquering summer next. Damien Lavoie, a fearless demon with a taste for destruction and a love of fire. And Mia Belladonna, a Death Reaper doubling as an internet influencer and who was profoundly in love with life and all of its earthly pleasures. The bus trip was long and the summer could be shaped by the first step well taken. And so it was clear. All of it came down to breaking the ice and causing a good impression with the right person. Okay. Which book would you take to a deserted island? Interview with the Very Sexy Vampire, Famous Last Words, The Art of War, The Little Very Angry Prince, My Microwave Manual, Guide for Speedrunning Life. Famous Last Words? Hey! Oh, you've read Famous Last Words too? It's one of my favorites. I love murder mysteries. Ironically, murderers are so much more exciting and interesting in fiction than they are in real life. Ain't that the truth? I hope there aren't any murderers at the camp, obviously, but if there were, I would hope you'd help me solve it, Blue. We true crime fanatics need to stick together after all. We only had 3 weeks left to woo our crushes and conquer their hearts. But as I already said, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Not mad about it. Afterwards, you find Dahlia, Ararvi, and Milo crouched around something on the sand. You head over to see what they're looking at. Come on, Dwayne. Crush him. Crush that crustacean. Rip his shell off, eat his organs, do a spin move.
You're trending, darling.
Try moving a few centimeters to the left where I can get a better photo of you. You get close enough to see what they're yelling at. Two hermit crabs are facing off against each other in a ring of other agitated hermit crabs. This is it, the Hermit Crab Fight Club spoken of at Monster Camp Legend. Right now, it looks anything but legendary, though. The crabs are calling Dwayne is getting its shell shocked by a much larger and handsomer crab. The fight is soon over.
Good.
Ugh, come on. At least win one match, you stupid crab.
Oh.
Pathetic. You're hardly worth the name Dwayne the Rock Lobster Johnson. Yeah. Well, yeah. He's not actually a lobster, for one thing. Branding trumps accuracy, darling. This is the 21st century.
This is an opportunity to grow.
But I do have to admit, this inspiring underdog story is quickly turned into a bad concert. I think it's high time we interfered. Yeah, by suggesting Dwayne to a rigorous training regimen.
Pog.
Don't be stupid. Pog. All he needs is better equipment, like a +2 shell of a repeating crossbow. But all of that would be utterly meaningless without a stronger presence on social media. We need to get this crab on Instagram. Meanwhile, the bigger crab is making Dwayne smell her gonopores. None of the others have it right. The ultimate hermit crab upgrade is Tango Lessons, a well-educated redemption arc that absolves the hermit crab in the eyes of the audience, paving the way for a rise to the top of the Fight Club rankings. Tango Lessons. Oh my, Tango Lessons. You use some of the money from your crustacean enrichment fund to pursue a course in Tango Lessons for your plucky hermit crab pal.
Impressive.
Excellent, a rigorous training regimen, just as I suggested. I shall drive him to all of his needs and cheer loudly from the audience.
The adventure must begin.
I'll go on a quest for a potion to make him good at dancing. I'll make costumes.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'll eat some donuts. As for you, your sole focus for the next several days is to make Dwayne the Rock Lobster Johnson the best hermit crab tangoist he can be. You give him motivational speeches, play him tango records at night, and buy him special tango shoes for all 5 of his terrifying little claws. Finally, it's time for his big day. You carry him back to the beach where you hope he'll wow the entire Hermit Crab Fight Club with his new moves. But when you place him in the sand wearing his little tango shoes and tight-fitting dance outfit, what's going on? Why isn't he moving? Dwayne looks up at you. His beady little eyes see the truth. Dwayne never wanted to be a tango dancer. Dwayne wanted to be a botanist. He kicks off his little shoes one by one, wriggles out of the costume, and scuttles back to the others. They accept him with open claws because it turns out one of the things that bonds hermit crabs together is shitty experiences with their overambitious parents. No, Dwayne, come back. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't you see, Dahlia? He's not giving up on his dreams. He's giving up on our dreams. No! Curse you, Blue, for making me feel bad. Feelings deep inside. Dahlia's not the only one who feels bad feelings. Everyone else is pretty bummed too, especially you. In fact, you're so bummed that you lose 2 charm and 1 fun. Next at the camp don't you play Never Have I Ever Extreme. Every time someone mentions something you haven't done, you have to cut off a finger. But besides the finger part, this is finally a great time to brag about with the cool illegal things you've done. You're the first out, and while they're sewing your digits back on, you get to regale your friends with stories of how you robbed a bank while wearing your grandfather's skull as a hat. I mean, considering that she's a Franken girl, like, that makes sense. You're so cool. They also sew you 2 charm to your left hand by mistake. Neat. But that's hardly the main event. After that, the whole camp is challenged to a game of Blood Red Rover by the nefarious camp rival camp. As if that weren't exciting enough, the match ends in a tie, but Morty and Minotaur, rival camp's most competitive and hypersexualized man-bull hybrid, is having none of it.
A sexy challenger appears!
Nope. No way. I did not spend 90 minutes oiling my pecs and coaxing up a semi-boner for a tie. We're gonna break a tie like I break open lace panties with my teeth. Hey you, over there, with the exposed heart and chill vibes.
What?
If you want to talk to me, do it through Instagram like a civilized person.
Full rush!
Oh no. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. I want to challenge you to a duel. Well, alright, if you insist. You should know, though, that duels don't really hold the same thrill for me as they do for most people in the whole immortal personification of death thing. Oh, you think this is a duel to the death? No. This is something way spicier. Give me your phone. Before Milo can react, Morty has snatched their phone out of their hands.
My phone!
Hey, give that back. I don't come to your labyrinth and snatch the hapless adventurers out of your hands, do I?
Yes!
No, you don't get it. This is a duel, haha. Here, take my phone. I'll even unlock it for you. And yes, my background is a picture of my own ass.
Fight! Win! Pose!
Now we each post the most heinous stuff we can imagine on each other's socials. Whoever asks for their phone back first loses. This is ridiculous. I'm not going to. Milo trails off and look around, seeing dozens of your campmates filming you with their phones. Their expression hardens faster than Morty's turgid old dick. Stop until your social media presence is smoking ruin. Let's do this.
Talk to my
You got
muscles.
it, buddy. Hey, you're not attached to your current profile picture, right? Or your reputation as a supporter of women's rights? Ugh, I'm attached to both of those things. I can't do this. Nonsense. You just got to ruin Morty's reputation before he can ruin Milo's. Luckily, you know something that guaranteed to make that stupid sexy Minotaur throw in the towel. Spend $10,000 on decadent cow-based Wagyu beef. Tweet a bold defense of bullfighting as a form of art.
Nani?
You wouldn't dare. Bullfighting is an atrocity worse than not using enough lube. That man's leg. This man. Is it, or is it at your social media post will claim an opportunity for impoverished country bulls to move to the big city and make something of themselves?
Damn!
Make something of themselves? You're systematically tortured to death live in front of thousands of people.
Don't be so toxic.
Hey, take it up with yourself on Twitter. In your own words, if these bulls didn't want to die, they should have thought twice before getting stabbed.
Oh!
How are they supposed to avoid being stabbed when they're routinely drugged before the fighting event? I can see your responses to the argument. Look, if the bulls have a drug problem, that's not the fault of the sport. It's a personal decision on the part of the bull. And to wrap it all up, the piece of resistance. Bullfighting is a proud and ancient tradition, like Christmas dinner and racism. The real cruelty to animals would be denying bulls this essential part of their heritage.
No!
All arguments in favor of bullfighting are bad faith attempts to preserve tourism revenue. Give me my phone. Morty charges at Milo to grab his phone, but Milo pulls it out of the way at the last second and Morty falls flat on his face. God damn it, why'd I have to get this phone case with the little red cape on it? It's just so pretty. I think we're done here. You can have your phone back, Morty. If it makes you feel any better, I'm not actually in favor of bullfighting. The only kinds of fighting I support are dance fighting and fighting against mediocrity. Really? What about firefighting? That would be a little hypocritical of me, wouldn't it? After all, fires are great for business. You remind yourself of this extremely careful whenever Milo and Damien are in the same room together. In the meantime, you gain +2 smarts and 1 fun. Did it. Well, yeah, I'm gonna sit next to Boo. Who's that? You're looking for a spot to chill by the campfire when you see two beautiful angels. Oh wait, that's Dahlia and Milo.
Fancy meeting you here.
Oh, Blue, come over here. I'm giving Dahlia a crash course in social media marketing and we can use a note taker. Now, Dahlia, I've completed an audit of your social feeds and frankly, I've noticed a lot of room for improvement. Metaphorically speaking, you're still in a digital cocoon. And I'm going to feed you metaphorical leaves until you form a metaphorical chrysalis and emerge into a metaphorical butterfly on new media. Milo, you're one of my most trusted advisors, mainly because you remind me of an owl. People with owl energy are very wise.
No one is ready for Dahlia!
But I just don't get it. Why does my hell Twitter feed have to do with ultimate goal of conquering the 8th circles of hell and declaring myself Queen Eternal? Dahlia, if you want to be queen, that means that your reputation is more important than ever. You have to project a compelling brand image to garner political clout. For example, you're using Twitter to stan Ariana Grande and follow Liam's insufferable feed, but you could also use Twitter to gain new followers for your army. I can use Hell Twitter to gather followers? Awesome! I thought you could only do that by taking over territories with brutal, crushing force. This seems way more efficient.
It's over 9,000!
Let's do this thing. Make a media butterfly or whatever.
Magnificent.
I think it's time for a total brand refresh. How about we reintroduce you to a fitness influencer? You just have to promote protein powders 2 or 3 times an hour. Nice, and I can post about my daily workout regimen, killing something bigger than me. I know I'm done when I'm holding a skull in my hand. That might be a little off-putting to some demographics. Remember, we want people to connect with your brand. Maybe we can introduce a relatable hobby. Do you crochet? Yeah, how did you know? I usually harvest the intestines of my defeated enemies to crochet nets, which I use to trap more of my enemies. Now that's relatable hashtag content. Okay, yikes, on a few levels. Maybe we should just focus on basics. How about your regular live stream schedule, so your fans can get to know you? Oh, live streaming? I love live streaming my enemies. That's when you know you stream the life out of someone by slowly draining their blood, right? This is so awesome, Milo. I can't wait to pin my block list to my wall for some live streaming. Not only are these two not the same page, they're probably not even in the same book. Dahlia's book is probably made of flesh. Time for a suggestion of your own. Dahlia's brand is intensity. From now on, only tweet in all caps. People will love it. Dahlia's most mysterious and alluring trait is the silent H in her name. Start planting secret H's here and there for no reason. People will be caught off guard. All caps. All caps tweeting? Whoa, that's a genius idea, and it's totally on brand for me because lowercase letters are a sign of weakness. It's so not a genius idea that you two out-of-touch ruffians. All caps is childish. Oops, it accomplishes nothing.
It's over 9,000!
All caps is a sign of deep passion. It's inarguable, it's beautiful, it's powerful, it's the writing style of gods. Name one single god who has ever used lowercase letters ever. You can't, because uppercase is the best.
How tasteless.
At this point, you're just being irresponsible. I'm leaving before you corrupt all the remaining grammatical standards. They're frail enough as it is. Milo leaves, and Dahlia starts immediately tweeting a bunch. Her feed is now all caps all the time. Okay, I just tweeted, can't wait to pillage cities this weekend, haha. We'll pillage so hard that smell of death is everywhere. And here, what do you think of this draft? My fave part of overthrowing kingdoms is killing anyone who doesn't join my demon army. Hashtag oops, hashtag LOL.
Let's seize the summer!
Wow, I had no idea that tweeting could be so much fun. It's like I can just put my thoughts out there the same way I hear them in my head. Dahlia's followers don't seem to mind her all-caps style. It's almost like they follow Dahlia because she threatened to kill them or something. Yay! Oh, Blue, check it out. Some egg account just called me obnoxious. Joy calls me that all the time, so it must mean something good. Dahlia Tweets, I like you blue, which admittedly sounds a lot better in all caps. Nice. Okay, so that was week 1. I exited out of the game. It didn't appear to save, so I don't know if you have to like play everything in one setting, but this video was getting a little bit long. So overall dialogue is very entertaining. I would say I'm enjoying the dialogue on this one a little bit more than Monster Prom, but that's probably because it's newer. So the writing is a little bit more like familiar to me, I suppose, or maybe it's just new. I don't know. Either way, I had a blast. Hopefully you did too, and I will see you in the next video.